Hi, I'm Anne. Today, March 11, I'm going to continue reading my book IKIGAI, Chapter 2. Anti-Aging Secrets. Little things that add up to a long and a happy life. Chapter 2. Aging Escape Velocity. For more than a century, we managed to do an average of 0.3 years to our life expectancy every year. But what would happen if we had the technology to add a year of life expectancy every year? In the theory, we would achieve biologically immortality, having reached aging escape velocity. Imagine a sign far off in the future with a number on it that represents the age of your death. Every year that you live, you advance closer to the sign. When you reach the sign, you die. Now, imagine a rabbit holding the sign and walking to the future. Every year that you live, the rabbit is half a year as far as away. After a while, you will reach the rabbit and die. But what if the rabbit could walk at a pace of 1 year for every year of your life? And therefore, you would never die. This speed at which the rabbit walks to the future is our technology. The more we advance technology and knowledge of our bodies, the faster we can make the rabbit walk. Aging escape velocity is the moment at which the rabbit walks at the pace of a year per year or faster, and we become immortal. Researchers with an eye to the future, such as Ray Kurzweil and Aubrey de Grey, claim that we'll reach this escape velocity in a matter of decades. Other scientists are less optimistic, predicting that we'll reach a limit, a maximum age we won't be able to surpass, no matter how much technology we have. For example, some biologists assert that our cells stop regenerating after about 120 years. Active mind, youthful body. There is much wisdom in the classic saying, mens sana in corpore sano. A sound mind in a sound body. It reminds us that both mind and body are important, in that the health of one is connected to that of the other. It has been shown that the maintaining an active, adaptable mind is one of the key factors in staying young. Having a youthful mind also drives you toward a healthy lifestyle that will show the aging process. Just as a lack of physical exercise has negative effect on our bodies and mood, lack of mental exercise is bad for us because it causes our neurons and neural connection to deteriorate, and as a result, reduce our ability to react to our surroundings. This is why it's so important to give your brain workout. One pioneer in advocating for mental exercise is the Israeli neuroscientist Shlomo Brisnitz, who argues that the brain needs a lot of stimulation in order to stay in shape, as he stated in an interview with Edward Ponset for the Spanish television program Ladies. There is a tension between what is good for someone and what they want to do. This is because people, especially older people, like to do things as they always done them. The problem is that when the brain develops ingrained habits, it doesn't need to think anymore. Things get done quickly and efficiently on automatic pilot, often in a very adventurous way. This creates a tendency to stick to routines, and the only way of breaking this is to confront the brain with new information. Presented with the new information, the brain creates a new connection and is revitalized. This is why it is so important to expose yourself to change. Even if stepping outside your comfort zone means feeling a bit anxiety. The effect of mental training have been scientifically demonstrated according to Collins Hemingway in Slow-Mo Bristnett in the book Maximum Brain Power. Challenging the brain for health and wisdom, mental training is beneficial on many levels. You begin exercising your brain by doing a certain task for the first time, he writes. And at first it seems very difficult, but you learn how to do it. The training is already working. The second time, you realize that it's easier, not too harder, to do because you're getting better at it. This has fantastic effect on person mood. And in of itself, it is transformation that affects not only the obtained result obtained, but also his or her self-image. This description of a mental workout might sound a bit formal, but simply interacting with others. Playing games, for example, offer new stimuli and help prevent the depression that can come with solitude. Our our neurons start to age while we are still in our 20s. This process is slowed, however, by intellectual activities, curiosity, and desire to learn. Dealing with a new situation, learning something new every day, playing games, and interacting with other people seem to be essential anti-aging strategies for the mind. Furthermore, a more positive outlook in this regard will yield greater mental benefits. Stressed, accused of killing longevity. Many people seem older than they are. Research into the cause of premature aging has shown the stress has a lot to do with it because the body wears down much faster during periods of crisis. The American Institute of Stress investigated this degeneration process and concluded that most health problems are caused by the stress. Researchers at the Heidelberg University Hospital conducted a study in which they subjected a young doctor to a job interview, which they made even more stressful by forcing him to solve complex math problems for 30 minutes. Afterwards, they took a blood sample. What they discovered was his antibodies had reacted to stress the same way they react to pathogens, activating the proteins that trigger the immune response. The problem is that this response not only neuroanalysis harmful agent, it also damages health cells, leading them to age prematurity. The University of California conducted a similar study taking data and samples from 39 women who had higher levels of stress due to illness of one of their children and comparing them to samples from women and with healthy children in low levels of stress. They found that stress promotes cellular aging by weakening cell structure known as telomerase, which affects cellular generation and how our cells age. As the study revealed, the greater the stress, the greater the degenerated effect on cell generatives. How does stress work? This day, people live at a frantic pace and in nearly constant state of competition at this fever pitch. Stress is a natural responds to the information being received by the body but potentially dangerous to the problematic. Theoretically, this is useful reactions that help us survive in hostile surroundings. Over the course of our evolution, we have used this response to deal with a difficult situation and free flew from the predictor. The alarm that goes into our head makes our nerves active. The pituitary gland, which produces hormones that release corticotropin, which is turned circulates through the body with the sympathetic nervous system. The adrenal gland and the secretory release adrenaline from cortisol. Adrenaline raises the response rate and prepares us at traps, getting the body ready to react to perceived danger, while a cortical increases the release of the blood. Dopamine in blood flow, which is what gets turned up and down by shots. Do you understand? We relax most of the time. Felt stress only in a very specific situation. But the traits were real, predictable in their lives at the moment. Work moves, mothering mo human, give the winner. The processes are in moderation beneficial. They stop allowing pasapon ng balasong. They help us overcome challenges in our daily lives. Nonetheless, the stress to which human beings are subjected today is clearly harmful. Stress generative effect over time. A sustained state of energy affect nervous association with the memory as well as the inhibiting